take your spotlight.
Hey guys, it's Des. So today I'm going to be telling you guys about my unexpected labor and delivery story. It's not that we weren't expecting when it was going to happen, we just weren't expecting what did happen. So before I start to ramble like always, let me just get started with the story. Side note, every birth is different. Just because mine went like this does not mean yours will too. For a little bit of a backstory, if you're new here, I've already had one child before, and that would be my son Camden, who was born via C-section due to being 10.5 pounds. He was born on March 3rd of 2017. Now, because of the possibility of having naturally big babies, and for the obvious reason that I've already had a C-section before, we just decided to do a repeat C-section this time around, which we scheduled for May 3rd of 2023. So on May 3rd, we woke up at 4 a.m. bright and early to get ready because we had to be at the hospital at 5 a.m. Oh, I'm so nervous. It's currently 4:27. We have to be at the hospital at 4:30, so we gotta get going. Or not 4:30, I mean 5, my bad. We have to be at the hospital at 5. I'm so nervous, guys. It's not even funny. Spencer's in the shower right now doing his last minute things that he has to do because he has to pack up his like body wash and all that. I'm finishing getting ready. We're gonna put out Draco's automatic feeders and stuff. Oh, I'm so nervous. I know I've been through this before, but I feel like it was almost less scary last time. I'm gonna finish getting ready and I'll see you guys when we start heading to the hospital. Oh, that's so weird to say. We then got in our car and started to head to the hospital with the most nervous feelings that we both have ever had, considering that this was my boyfriend's first child, but this was also my repeat C-section. And the last time I had had a baby was 6 years ago.
We don't need a mask in it. You just need.
After we arrived at the hospital, I did my paperwork, we got dressed in our gowns, and they hooked me up to the IV. Now, while they were hooking me up to the IV, I slowly started to panic and just kind of want to quit and say that I don't want to be here, I don't want to do this, I'm not ready. Kind of from the minute we got there, I just did not have a good feeling about it at all. I just had a weird feeling about it. But the excitement of finally being able to meet and hold our baby was kind of overcoming my fear and panic momentarily. They then took me to the operating room to get my spinal anesthesia while my boyfriend stayed behind, because while you're getting the anesthesia, nobody else is allowed in the room besides doctors, nurses, etc. The minute they sat me down on the operating table to get the anesthesia, I started to panic on the inside. I was definitely overthinking. All of my thoughts were kind of running through my head at 100 miles per hour. I just couldn't think straight. I couldn't really calm myself down, but I was trying really hard to get myself to stop overthinking and to just chill out. Mind you, this did not happen with my first. So as soon as they put the spinal anesthesia in, I start to feel the warmth go down my body. You know, if you've had a C-section, you know what I'm talking about. Your legs will start to tingle and then finally you start to feel yourself going numb. So they then laid me down, and as soon as they laid me down, my anxiety hit. I remember grabbing my OB's hand and telling her I am having a full like anxiety attack. Like, I don't know what's going on, I can't control it, but I am having major anxiety. And as soon as I say that, my head starts to pound. I've never felt a headache like this before. My head was just pounding and pounding and pounding. And then they put an oxygen mask on me and I start to feel my vision going blurry, and then I start to see like lines and squiggles. I don't know if they purposely, you know, knocked me out or if I just ended up passing out, but that happened. So the next thing I knew, my eyes were closing, and then by the time I opened them again, the operation was done. The first thought that came to mind was I missed my child's birth. As soon as I thought that, I instantly threw up, which I knew was already gonna happen because my first time around I was throwing up the whole day. So I definitely expected to throw up, but I think realizing that I missed the birth of my child kind of just triggered it even more. But as soon as I was done throwing up, my nurse came to me and the first thing that she told me was my baby had a full head of hair, which for a split second it made me really happy because I was hoping that my baby would come out with a full head of hair, just because I think it's the cutest thing. She then asked me how I was doing and if I was ready to meet my baby, which of course I was. They then brought me my baby baby girl who we named Jordan Jaylin, JJ for short. She was 9 pounds 4 ounces. She had a full head of dark brown hair and the roundest chubby cheeks. My boyfriend then walked over to me, kissed me on my forehead, and told me that he was glad I was okay. I was confused as to why he said that at first, but then I started thinking maybe it was because I passed out, but that's not actually why he had told me that. He looks at me and he says, "I'm not sure if they told you or not, but you had seizures during your C-section." I didn't even know what to think because I'd never had a seizure before in my life. They did tell me that I ended up having 3 in total. He said that they didn't know why or what had caused the seizure. The nurse did come and tell me that I was going to have to do an MRI and do some brain testing while I was staying in the hospital. And of course, due to me being completely out of it, throwing up, and just had a few seizures, they ended up separating me, my boyfriend, and our baby for the night. My boyfriend and my baby ended up staying in the labor and delivery room while I was in a separate room being watched.
All right, Jordan. We just got done seeing Mom. Mom's doing a lot better than what she was. Here you are. I know I'm supposed to be talking to you two people as well, but I don't know what to say. She was born at 8:05 a.m. May 3rd. C-section didn't go as planned, but she's so adorable.
Now during the day, I would be sleeping on and off, throwing up on and off, and I was just very much unstable.
All right, Jordan. It's currently 4:30. Here you are. We seen Mom a little bit. Mom wasn't doing too good during her surgery, but you know your mom. She's a trooper. I don't know if she's still in the MRI, but she shouldn't be. I'm probably about to go see her in a little bit to go drop off her phone. Make sure if she needs anything that she has her phone to contact me. You look so precious. Watching the Celtics game with you. Our first Celtics game together. Back on track. Jordan, you caused your mom a lot of pain. Better be worth it. Because if not, I'm gonna hear it for the rest of my life.
But at some point around nighttime is when I finally became coherent enough to spend time with the baby and my boyfriend. So as soon as I was, they brought them both to my room so I could spend a little bit of time with them before I couldn't see them until the next day. After we spent some quality time together, we FaceTimed our close friends and family to announce baby girl's arrival.
Stop it. You're gonna make me cry.
Oh my goodness. That is a chunky baby.
Hi, nice to meet you. Hi. Dr. Shervetsky was just...
Now, due to COVID and the flu being around really heavy when she was born, we decided not to have any visitors come to the hospital, but one, and that was my son Camden. So Camden was our first and our only visitor at the hospital. He was really nervous but excited to meet his little sister. It was a bittersweet feeling watching my first baby hold my newest baby. So we were in the hospital for 3 days total, and after the first night, I felt pretty okay. I didn't end up having any more seizures post-birth. So I'm finally in here with the baby. I don't know how much I've told you guys so far, but I probably have already mentioned that I had a few seizures during my C-section. Finally moved me to labor and delivery. I'm doing way better, but she's precious. Like absolutely perfect. I'm about to put her in her picture outfit so we can finally post her. I just love her. I love her. They did all their testing, I did an MRI, and they found absolutely nothing. And still to this day, I have no idea what caused the seizures. My best bet is that it was just the anesthesia, even though that didn't happen with me when I had Camden. As for recovery in the hospital, I think it was a lot worse with her, but at home, it was a lot better with her. Regardless, I'm grateful that my daughter and I both made it through birth and out of the hospital alive, well, and healthy. Besides Jordan having jaundice, but that went away within 2 weeks. JJ is now almost 2 months old and healthier than ever. She's finally developing a personality. She loves to talk and occasionally yell. She's very smiley and she loves the attention. My postpartum so far with her has gone a lot better than it did with my son. Now that so far I am only 2 months into it, but I think my boyfriend being really helpful with Jordan and taking care of her and being in our own home definitely helped a lot, because it wasn't like that after I had Camden. It's crazy how different things were better or worse after having each baby. That being said, if you're watching this before giving birth and you think this has made it worse or made you feel a lot more scared, I promise you that every birth is completely different. Just like both of mine, with my son, it wasn't nowhere near as scary as this one. So don't go based off of my story. You just have to keep a positive mindset and keep in mind that this is for your baby. And in no time, you'll finally be able to meet your baby and hold them for the first time. And I'm sorry that this video is about 2 months late. I was gonna post this right after I had her, but adjusting to having 2 kids is a lot different than having 1. And it's just been quite a bit of an adjustment, but especially having a newborn after not having one for 6 years. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching and for being here if you still are. Even if you're new here, you're all very much appreciated. Check out my socials if you don't already follow them. They're all in the description box. And that being said, I will see you guys all next Friday, because that will now be my new uploading days, every Friday. And if there's anything I didn't answer or get to or even mention that you guys were still wondering, just comment it down below and I'll address it in the next video. But thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.